It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We got something today from Dax and Tom MacDonald. I ain't know this was coming. I randomly just happened to pop on Twitter and I saw Tom say, yo, listen, surprise, got a video today with Dax. Come check it out. And I was about to sit down and do my reaction, so I figured perfect. I was looking for a fourth video to check out because we're going to do two today, maybe three. I don't know how many I uploaded today. A bunch of shit probably. And then we'll do some more tomorrow. And Tom blessed, and Dax is what they blessed us with some shit. So let's get into it. Soldier, I feel like we're gonna have some things to talk about during this, as we usually do. So let's just dive in. Let's see what they was talking about. I already like this beat. This intro dope.
I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm the one who they call when the times get hard. Yeah, I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. When times get hard, I'm who they call. I'm a soldier.
Like, just think about the shit that we're seeing right now. I feel like 95% of people couldn't even imagine what it's like to be in a situation like this. Forget 95, 99, 98. Like, it's a high percent. Like, I couldn't even imagine being suited up. I got, a gun. I'm in this area, and we like around corners. We're looking. Boom! Shots fired at me. I'm trying to return fire. Bombs and shit going off in the back. Explosions, and you want to survive. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine. There's got to be people that get into that situation that feel like they're ready for it, that trained and they've been on point. But then when you're there, you just break down. Without it, there's no way that everyone's just prepared for this. Some people just mentally are able to handle it and just turn that shit on. And some of it is just survival mode, right? Like, I have to survive this. I have people to go back to. I have a life to go back to, whatever. Like there's different reasons why people end up being able to get through a moment like this, but holy shit, like that cannot be easy. And it's crazy to me that people don't want to show love and respect to the people that have done shit like this for us here. So I can sit here in front of my camera, in front of my computer, and listen to and talk about it with you guys and have the freedom of just going to the store and going and doing these things. Like, that's what this is. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times that we go to war for shit that we shouldn't go to war for, and we go for the wrong reason. Like, shit like that happens inevitably. It's not really our choice. Unfortunately, we don't get a play in that. Like, sometimes you get, like, soldiers may go here because of one thing that they were told, but in all reality, we're there for another reason. Listen, that's some higher up bullshit. It's a whole nother video to talk about. But regardless, you got to show love to the people that are putting their life on the line for us to be here comfortably. That's all it comes down to for me. That's it. There's nothing more to it.
When my back's against the wall, I'm breaking, now I fall. I'm a soldier. I know how it feels to be caught in the rain. Going to war in your brain when depression is staring you right in the face and anxiety's grabbing you, making you shake. But there's people depending on you to be great, so you hide all the feelings and push them away. It's too hard trying to mix it all with the pain. I'm drinking the cool off and it's all in my veins. I'm making these new songs to move on to restrain. From grabbing the sword off and going to cock it and aim at these nuanced people who shame. The role that a man has to play as a husband, a father, a brother, a son to a servant, protecting his family's name. They laugh in your face when you try to explain or express, then tell you they love you without any loyalty, patience, and basic respect. Then expect you to smile every day while it eats in your mind and your soul, your flesh and your work, and you wither away to the day that you can't, and you're broken and nothing is left in your world and you can't even soldier. I'm a soldier. When times get hard,
I do like how he sped up the second part of his verse a little bit, but like, yo, he said some real shit in there. Let's go back real quick. Actually, my man he dropped like. This is the kind of shit that people need to be talking about.
When depression is staring you right in the face and anxiety's grabbing you, making you shake, but there's people depending on you to be great, so you hide all the feelings and push them away.
And what I think is beautiful about this song is that what he's saying does fit being a soldier. And I'm not trying to compare any other aspect of life to that, because everything is uniquely its own, right? Like, there's nothing that compares to being in a situation like this. But what he's saying, as much as it fits a soldier, it does fit people in other situations in life as well, right? Like, about the anxiety, depression, this, that, and the third. And again, I'm not comparing. I just want to make sure I make that clear, because someone might be like, bro, listen, being at your house and being is not the same as being in this situation. And I totally agree with you. But I'm just saying that these are things that we feel for multiple different reasons throughout our lives. And, this is just one of the extreme versions of it that not many people get to experience. And by get to experience, I don't mean that in like, this is a fun thing. It's not at all, but it's a necessary thing. So again, That's why you got to respect these people. But it's something that like someone sitting home can listen to this verse and catch the feel from it because it's something that could be relatable to them just in another aspect of life.
Anxiety's grabbing you, making you shake, but there's people depending on you to be great, so you hide all the feelings and push them away. It's too hard trying to mix it all with the pain. I'm drinking the cool off and it's all in my veins. I'm making these new songs to move on and restrain from grabbing the sword off and going to cock it and aim at these nuanced people who shame the role that a man has to play as a husband, a father, a brother, a son to a servant, protecting his family's name. They laugh in your face when you try to explain or express, then tell you they love you without any loyalty, patience, or basic respect, then expect you to smile every day while it eats in your mind and your soul, your flesh, and you work and you wither away to the day that you can't, and you're broken and nothing is left in your road and you can't even. I'm a soldier. When times get hard, I'm who they call. I'm a soldier. I'm the one who they call when my back's against the wall. I'm breaking now and fall. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier.
Job is to feed these kids. Be strong, keep feelings within.
I didn't expect him to start his verse off with my pronouns are he, him, his. Yo, I don't know why, but that shit just bodied me.
My pronouns are he, him, his. My job is to feed these kids. Be strong, keep feelings within. My papa taught me to protect the weak. A man ain't what he got, a man is what he gives. And when he gives it all and it still ain't enough, then he's the one to blame and no one gives a shit. Never leave a man behind. We all crack and break within the hands of time. I got an axe to grind. With anybody trying to identify as a guy, if their chromosomes ain't XY, you would never understand what it's like for a man. Gotta fight with your hands, wanna cry, but you can. If it's right for the fam, you will tighten your pants. Provide a romance, you would die where you stand. Gotta
You know that line, you know that he just pissed some people off. You know he did. Someone's gonna, it's tough to be a man. You guys got it easy in this, and this way. What are you talking about? You already know he got some people chirping right now.
No one gives a shit. Never leave a man behind. We all crack and break within the hands of time. I got an axe to grind. With anybody trying to identify as a guy, if their chromosomes ain't XY, you would never understand what it's like for a man. Gotta fight with your hands, wanna cry, but you can. If it's right for the fam, you will tighten your pants. Provide a romance, you would die where you stand. Gotta be a bigger man when there's problems. Get judged by the money in your wallet. It's our fault, let's be honest. We built a world that labeled us toxic. We gotta lead and teach, keep the peace and fight the fires and be police. When a man gets tired, he don't lay down to sleep. You take all the heat, don't complain over retreats. Cold world and it's
Yo, that's some real shit that he just said. That's crazy. He said, we built the world that labeled us toxic, right? And he's talking about men. Throughout history, men have been a big portion of building the world. And now, don't get me wrong, there was a period of time where even if a woman wanted to try to add something to, like, they were not allowed to, or they just weren't considered as someone that don't take part in this. Worry about womanly things. The men will, you know what I'm saying? So at the same time, I do acknowledge that. But there are certain, like, this is where it gets a little bit tricky and it becomes very divisive for some people, is that there is a difference, right? I'm not saying that people should be treated differently, but to act like there's no difference between a man and a woman is honestly crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. Like, there are physical differences. There are ailments that one over the other. And this isn't even going down the pronoun, gender, transition type shit. They're not even about any of that. This is just in general at the base level. Like, there are differences, right? Like, it's like a whole army full of men going out carrying 60 plus pounds of shit, guns, all this kind of, it's something that is more capable of a grown, big, a guy, 6 foot man or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, someone that's capable of that shit. I mean, you could probably be shorter too, but I'm just saying, versus like a 5'3" woman who's just not able to get to that kind of physical stature. That doesn't mean that a woman can't add something in their own way that's different than 100%. And I think nowadays we've gotten to the point where we find that everybody has something that they can contribute. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. And I'm happy that that's the case. And people can choose what it is that they want to do going forward in life and how they want to add to the world. But at one point, it was one way, right? And so it's just an interesting bar. I'm going down a path where I feel like it's a long conversation to be had, but I feel like you guys get what I'm saying. I just think that bar was very interesting, how he presented it, that men have created a lot of the stuff and we've kind of brought the world to a certain point. And then, obviously now we have acceptance that everybody can kind of do their thing. It's not like women have to stay at home. Traditional wives, they can be that if that's what they choose to be, but if they decide that they want to be a worker, they want to get out there, they want to do, you're welcome to do that as well, right? So there's now that ability for everybody to contribute to it on a grand scale. Although I still feel like we do take in different parts. There are a lot of things that we conjointly can do together as well that both are very capable of. But for a long time, it was just men pushing it this way and making a lot of the things that are available, and it's like that same world is the world that is like, yo, y'all are toxic, y'all misogynistic, da 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 da. And there are some guys that deserve those titles. Don't get me wrong. There are some people that are just horrible people. Like I love women. I love women. I will back women to the end of time because women are beautiful, gorgeous, intelligent. You know what I'm saying? And I love women. So yeah, that's where I am on that. But at the same time, there's a lot of guys that get labeled toxic, misogynistic over some of the dumbest shit in the world. But again, it's 2024, and I feel like we see a lot of dumb shit happen, and a lot of people get labeled a lot of things for absolutely no reason, just because somebody feels some type of way about some goofy shit that probably isn't that important. And then we end up in these weird situations where we have people going at each other, and I don't know, the division nowadays is really insane how divided we are versus just like a decade ago.
You gotta fight with your hands, wanna cry, but you can. If it's right for the fam, you will tighten your pants. Provide a romance, you would die where you stand. Gotta be a bigger man when there's problems. Get judged by the money in your wallet. It's our fault, let's be honest. We built a world that labeled us toxic. Gotta lead and teach and keep the peace and fight the fires and be police. When a man gets tired, he don't lay down to sleep. You take all the heat, don't complain over retreat. Cold world and it's hard times, and our children inherit the land. If you think that being a boy is just picking a pronoun, you should try being a dad. You can build all the houses and fix all the cars and work till you're breaking your back. But the hardest job in the world, being a man.
I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. When times get hard, I'm who they call. I'm a soldier.
And to be fair, because as much as they are kind of talking about, you know, like I'm assuming like a trans man, like a woman transitioning to be a man, and how it's like it's not the same. There are also men who are XY chromosome, like they are legitimate men biologically, and they still shouldn't be labeled as men. Let's just be honest. There's a lot of that as well.
When my back's against the wall, I'm breaking now I fall. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'ma give you my all. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. Battling feelings I can't even show. Weight of the world on my shoulders is crushing me. People around me, they don't even know.
See, I like this part too. I was curious what this last verse was going to be about, and I had a feeling once I saw the war is over on the screen that now he's going to kind of give you the perspective of somebody who was a soldier who's now come home, and how it's like, you know, all these emotions I can't show. Like people don't really get it, like what I've been through. And even if I was to show them and explain it to you, it's not something that you can really completely understand. You can sympathize with me, you can empathize with me, but you'll never actually have been in those shoes. It's no different than like, you know, a man doesn't know what it's like to go through 9 months of pregnancy. They don't know what it's like, right? There's certain things that neither of us can understand from the other side. And I guess, okay, I take it back a little bit because I didn't mean to make that a man versus female thing, because there are women that do go to war now that do end up in a lot of precarious situations, right? There's not as many as men, but there are women that go do that, and they can also understand from the perspective. So I'm not trying to make it out to be that, but I guess I'm just, in my mind, I'm just thinking of it as like the man goes home, he's got his family, his wife, his kids, right? And for the most part, they are not a part of the war. They were not there, and they can support and sympathize and empathize, but it's hard because they don't never really understand fully what that experience was like and what it may have done to them. And then it's sad because then we can get into all sorts of conversations about, you know, what is the VA they call it, right? The Veterans Assistance or whatever. I just remember working at AT&T, and I worked with a lot of different people that came in, and a few different veterans and stuff telling me stories of shit when they were over and fighting and all this stuff, and how now they have such a hard time finding and getting the help that they feel like they need, and the delays. And it's just like, it just seems like that system is completely just shot. And I don't know why, because I feel like if anything, that should be a system that we should try to make sure is as on point as possible, because it's discouraging to anybody else to be like, well, look how they're treated after they went through all that. I don't want to go out there on the field and go through this, because if I come back and I'm in this position, I'm not going to get the help that I feel like I need. Right. And I don't think everyone feels that way. I think that it probably just depends. Like some states, and maybe if you're not state based, but like your city, right? Like there might be some places where the help is really well put together, and they really put people first and foremost, and you get the help that you need. And then there's some people that are lucky that they were able to go through it, and not that they don't have any demons, but they're able to find a way to work with it, right? Whereas other people are just, it's just not that easy, man. Like it's not. You never know how you're going to handle it until after the fact.
Battling feelings I can't even show. Weight of the world on my shoulders is crushing me. People around me, they don't even know. I put on this cape and go save everybody while I'm being shattered and all of my bones. Take on the pressure of being the hero who saves but has no one to help with his own. Demons inside that try to eat him alive. I'm going insane and when I'm out of my mind, I look at the stars and talk to God in the sky. I wait on his words but I don't get a reply. I try to refrain from diving deep so I hold back tears that try to come out my eyes. In this world as a man where we know we can't cry cause the people we love looking us to confide. So I'm silently screaming for help. Life is a battle inside of these trenches, especially when fighting it all by yourself. PTSD from the memories, people who left you for dead and then drug you through hell, leaving you shot deep inside of a shell with stories you hate but nobody to tell. Why you question God if you're so
Bro, that shit's powerful too. Like, ooh, that's crazy. And it's right when you think about it too, like you go do all that, you come home. It's not like you now just get to live this lavish life because you put your life on the line to protect everybody, to protect our rights, to push our country in the right position and everything like that. You come home and the expectations are still there. It's like now you are, for the most part, usually the man of the household. Again, things have changed to where some women are the woman of the household. They run shit, they make the money, they do, you know what I'm saying? And then some places it's a joint relationship. And then other places it still is the traditional way where the man kind of does the thing and the woman takes care and so on and so forth. And that's up to them to decide how they want that to be, right? But imagine like you come home and you are still the person that's meant to be the breadwinner. You are still the man of the house, the one that needs to keep everything in line. But now you're also dealing with your PTSD. You're dealing with all these different issues, anxieties, emotions, depression, you know, different things like that you've now got to navigate. But you've got people that depend on you. And you've also got to try to find a way to be that person for them every day, day and day again. And you can't just break down for a week and be like, yo, I need a week. I need a month. I need time. Because you're dependent on. Like it's crazy when you think about it. And again, there's a lot of nuance to this. So don't take everything I'm saying like as like, that's it. You know, like there's obviously very much a lot of nuance that goes into this. There are a lot of different situations. There's different family structures. There's different things going on. So I'm just looking at it from a very narrow perspective, just on some of the things that I think are the worst case scenarios for some of these people potentially. Whereas like if he went home and his wife was out here making mad money and also had a situation where they're taking care of the kid, maybe they don't even have a kid yet, right? And he could come home and he can take a little bit more time to relax. So there are many situations in which these things play out, but I'm looking at the traditional one more so than anything because that is kind of what they're alluding to a lot in this video, if that makes sense.
When times get hard, I'm who they call. I'm a soldier. I'm the one who they call. When my backs against the wall, I'm breaking now I fall. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'ma give you more. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier.
Yo, that shit hits hard. In honor of all those who have served and sacrificed their lives, facts. Yes, 100%. Respect to everybody out there that's done shit that allows me to live my life the way that I do. I will always be thankful. I will always be thankful because I know deep down I'm not built like that. I'm not. If it was up to me and a million people like me, we would fail probably every time. So, I'm okay with accepting that. I know that. So I appreciate everybody that does go and put their lives on the line and does go and does the shit that needs to be done. I will forever feel that way and forever be grateful. So I feel like that's the way that we should approach it. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. Shout out to Tom MacDonald. Shout out to Dax. Just again to let you guys know I go live pretty much every day on Twitch. Some Sundays and Mondays I might start taking off, but Friday nights, music reactions. Every other night, you never know. Lately I've been playing a lot of games, so it might be gaming, but sometimes we watch random videos. And usually they're videos you guys bring through, whether it's a police stop, something crazy, controversial, funny, some comedy, whatever it might be. Bring it through. I try to watch as much as possible on the nights when we're just watching videos and we just kind of just roll with it, right? Like we might watch something, have a discussion. It might lead us in a certain direction. Boom. You guys get ideas. Oh shit, that reminds me. I want you to check out this. Or, oh, speaking of that, why don't you check out? And then we just keep rolling with it. So stop through some time. Twitch.tv/DuaneTV. Link is down below. But take it easy. Stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one, homie.